Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am pleased to announce that we have made it. It is once again spooky season. I mean, look at me, I'm all dressed up in my Florida hoodie already, because there's no place more terrifying on earth than Florida. But spooky season is full of all sorts of beloved traditions, like Spooky Month from Sir Pello, pumpkin carving, going out and drinking apple cider, be it alcoholic or non-alcoholic. It's just one of the best times a year. It's also the last month of the year that's festive enough to where I don't feel winter depression. And don't even try to say that Christmas is more festive. It's just capitalism shoved down your throat. But I'm getting sidetracked. The main event, of course, of spooky season is the spooky night, Halloween. We all love Halloween. I'm sure we all have very fond memories of it. And what's the most important part about Halloween? Getting to be accepted as a furry for one night. No, I'm kidding. Trick-or-treating, of course. We all love trick-or-treating and or partying, I guess. I've been trick-or-treating in many, many years, but I still love eating some junk food on Halloween. It's just tradition. So today we are going to rank 48 different classic candies that you would get when trick-or-treating. American candies, anyway. And before we get started, let me know down in the comments, what candy's your favorite? If you're going trick-or-treating, what are you hoping to get a whole bunch of? We're gonna be ranking them on a scale of S to F, and we also have a never had it tier built into this tier list because there's maybe a couple of things on here I might not have had before. Like our first item, for example, 100 Grand Bar. I have never had one of these in my life, so for all the items that end up in the never had it tier, let me know down in the comments if you've had it and what you thought. Next up, we got Three Musketeers. Oh boy, all my Three Musketeer lovers rise up. I do understand why people don't like it. It's somewhat, not entirely, but somewhat of an acquired taste. But it's very simple, it's very tasty, very fluffy, and very enjoyable. I'm going to give Three Musketeers a very respectable A tier. Airheads, oh boy, I have not thought about Airheads. Actually, I can't even remember the last time I thought about Airheads. Does that make me an Airhead? Airheads are a very, unique kind of candy. They have, a sourness to them, but also, a tanginess and, a hint of sweetness. But they're very, very overly processed, like many candies, of course, but Airheads are just, you can just taste the artificial stuff that was put in them. But I do like them, don't get me wrong, I do like Airheads, but I don't really think they hold a candle to many other things up here. So I'm gonna honestly give them I'm gonna give them a high D with potential to move up. Almond Joys, oh boy, this is going to be very difficult for me because I've never had an Almond Joy and I hate almonds. So you know what, I'll just keep it simple. I've never had it, I'm gonna put it in the never had it tier. Let me know how they are in the comments. Baby Ruths, I have had these before. They're okay. That's pretty much all I have to say about them, is that they're okay. I'd probably pick up a Crunch Bar before I picked up a Baby Ruth, quite frankly. So I'm gonna put these in D tier, right behind Airheads, with no potential to move up. Butterfingers, I've never been the biggest personal fan of them, but I know a lot of people like them, so I'm going to give them said respect, and I think Butterfingers, I think they earn a B tier. B for Butterfingers. There you go. Oh boy, this next one's gonna be controversial. Candy corn. Kind of like the titular Halloween candy. Like, you think about trick-or-treating, you think about Halloween, candy corn is what comes to mind. But me, I really don't like it that much. It is way too sugary, and I don't like the way it sticks to the inside of your mouth. Don't like that. I love the colors and the presentation. It gets 10 out of 10 on presentation. But in terms of taste and enjoyability, not so much. Since they are the titular Halloween or fall candy, I guess I'll give it a C tier, kind of just right in the middle, you either like it or you don't type of thing. And aside from the never had it before and your personal favorite, I'm gonna give you an even further assignment for extra credit if you want to. Let me know where you stand on the candy corn side. Are you a candy corn crypt or a candy corn blood? You either like it or you don't. That was the worst joke I think I've ever told. Crunch Bars, I mentioned these earlier. I actually quite like Crunch Bars. I don't think they're spectacular or anything special. They're just a nice kind of different. So I'm gonna give Crunch Bars a C tier. I'm gonna put them above we're not even gonna acknowledge candy corn in C tier. It is just, actually, you know what? There. Also, just to mention it, and I know this might be a little bit late, but you might notice that I'm kind of going through these items relatively quickly, but like I said at the start of the video, there's 48 of these things. So I don't wanna be sitting here for an hour and a half ranking 48 candies on an individual level. Also, I will not, and I will never, well, not at this point in time anyway, go out and buy all of these things to eat them. Next up, we have Dots. I have a lot of nostalgic, like, good memories with Dots. I am not, however, the biggest fan of gummy candy anymore. Very bad for your insides, even just thinking about it. You can just, no, not good for you. It's not good for you. I mean, none of this is good for you, but I feel like gummy candy in particular is just not good for your insides. But I do have a lot of nostalgia with Dots, and I also love the simplicity of them. And I think I'm gonna give them a C tier. I'm not gonna put them as high as Crunch Bars, but I think C tier is fair. Fun Dip, oh boy, the crack cocaine, wait, can I say that? The fun powder, the snow flurries of children. I mean, Fun Dip's just a classic. You take out the stick, you eat that on its own, and then you just the powder. But it's just a classic. I think Fun Dip honestly gets an A tier. I think I'm gonna put it above Musketeers, honestly. I think Fun Dip gets top of A tier for now. Haribo Gold Bears. I know I just said I don't like gummy candy, but I love these things. I think one of the reasons I like these is because you can kind of just let them sit in your mouth and you can kind of just like let them dissolve and they're still just as tasty. But they're just a classic, man. These things are so freaking good. Do we have the first S tier on our hands? I think we might. I think the Haribo Gold Bears are our first S tier. Heath bars. I think I might have had a Heath one time, but beyond that, I have not. So I'm gonna put these in never had it. So let me know in the comments. Are they good? Are they not? How high would you rank them? Hershey's chocolate bars. That is like candy, the candy. I mean, what's not to like about it? It's just like, yeah, sure, maybe it's not like super like real chocolate, but it's like, it's the nice, fun, warm family chocolate, and it's really good. Hershey's is another S tier for me, personally. If you don't agree, suck it. Hot tamales, oh boy, this is gonna be a hot topic. Now, I really like these because I like spicy things. Not that they're really spicy, they just kind of have like a bit of bite to them. But they are chewy. I guess they're kind of gelatin gummy-esque, not as much as the Haribo Gold Bears, but they are like chewy, you know? But I really like these. I don't think they warrant anything like an A tier. I'll put them in B tier behind Butterfingers. That seems like a good place to put them. Jelly Bellies, that's the Easter candy. This is a Halloween tier list. Whoever made this tier list, 0 out of 10. These are another classic. I like jelly beans. They're a classic. But like I don't have like an adoration, like an outstanding amount of love for them. But I know a lot of people do, so I'll still give them a B tier, and I'll put them right above Hot Tamales in. Actually, no, I'll give them an A tier. I think they deserve an A tier. Jolly Ranchers. Holy crap. Without a doubt, one of my favorite hard candies of all time, if not my favorite. The flavors are delicious, they make your tongue funny colors, and they're just really good. And then there was the whole thing where they discontinued the lemon flavor, but then they brought it back in like a variation flavor bundle, and I was really happy. They're good. They're an S tier, hands down, they're an S tier. I'm actually gonna put them right here above Gummy Bears, 100%. Hershey's Kisses, oh man, these are more of a Christmas thing in my opinion, but I managed to get a few of them sometimes back when I was trick-or-treating. I think these deserve a very nice A tier. I definitely think they're kind of above everything. Yup. Oh my god, there's still so many left. Kit Kats. Definitely one of my personal favorite chocolate candies. I've actually met quite a few people who like don't understand the hype around them or think they're good but like are nothing special, and yeah, they are rather simplistic, but they have wafers inside them. And I'm a slut for wafers. I actually think I'm gonna put them at the top of A tier, right in front of Hershey's Kisses. I think like in terms of like Halloween candy anyway, because this is a Halloween candy tier list. Like, what are you gonna be more happy about when you're trick-or-treating? A Kit Kat or a Hershey's Kiss? You get more bang for your buck with a Kit Kat. The SpongeBob Krabby Patty candies. Whew. Deep breaths. Nostalgia wave has just hit a lot of us. Now, I have a lot of very fond memories with this candy. I do, and I love it, like in the sense of I love the nostalgia and the memories associated with it, but the candy itself isn't that good, in my opinion. Kind of like Airheads and like, actually Airheads is the only one I can really compare it to that's on the list. Kind of like Airheads, it tastes so overly processed. And sure, you can make the argument that a lot of things on here probably taste processed, like Fun Dip, for example. But the Krabby Patty candies, there's just something about the way they taste and the vibe and the type of processed taste that they have that I just don't like very much. But because they have high nostalgia value, I will give them a C tier, and I'll put them above Dots because I feel like I might be one of the only people in the world to have high nostalgia value with Dots. But I will leave the Crunch Bar at the top of C tier. Feel free to come hang me on a cross now. Flavored Lifesavers. I used to have a problem with these. And when I say a problem, I mean I used to eat them nonstop. The cherry ones were just too good. It got to a point where I started buying just only cherry flavored bags. And then they stopped selling them, and then I was cut off from that addiction, and that was probably for the better. But I love Lifesavers. Another like top hard candy. I don't know if I'd put them on the same level as Jolly Ranchers per se, but they definitely get an A tier, and I'll put them at the bottom of A tier for now. I'll also give them the potential to move down to B tier. Wintergreen Lifesavers, however, Wintergreen Lifesaver Mints. This is one of my favorite candies of all time. The way they give you a chemical burn and the way it feels in your mouth, you just cannot help but like it because it tastes so fresh. And I still have a problem with these. I've migrated from flavored Lifesavers to the mints. They're my new problem. But I'm gonna have to give them a B tier because I feel like they're probably not as beloved as like my problem level loving them. Beyond most people. I'm sure most people like them, but I'm sure they like most other things more. Tootsie Pops. Editor, roll the clip.
1, 2, 3.
I was never the biggest like Tootsie guy. I mean, I think it's good, but I was never the biggest Tootsie guy. But I know it's beloved among many. So again, I'm going to give it the respect it definitely deserves. I'm going to put it right behind Butterfingers in B tier. Okay, well, next we have peanut butter M&Ms and regular M&Ms. I'm gonna rank these two kind of as a package deal. I'm not a big peanut butter guy. I'm gonna get that right out of the way. I don't really like peanut butter at all, but I know that most people do and that I am the minority. So I think I'm actually going to give regular M&Ms and peanut butter M&Ms together kind of as one thing. I think they get an S tier because they're just one of the greatest and most iconic candies ever. They're simple, they're delicious, and you can't go wrong with them. Mike and Ike's. This is another nostalgia one for me, but they're also genuinely tasty. The flavors are like genuinely really good. They don't taste like too processed. You can tell they're artificial, but it doesn't taste like overly artificial, you know? And sure, they're chewy, and that's like probably minus points for a lot of people, but I really like these. Like, I like these for the taste. If Mike and Ike made a hard candy, and I'm sure they probably do, and I just don't know about it, I would buy those over the chewy ones, but I love Mike and Ike's a lot. So I'm gonna give them an A tier. I think I'll put them definitely above Lifesavers, but I don't think they quite overtake Jelly Belly Jelly Beans. Maybe on the same level, but not quite. Next up, we have Milk Duds. Believe it or not, I've never had one of these. So this is going in the never had it tier. It's a chocolate candy as far as I'm aware. So let me know how it is. Is it good chocolate candy, or is it kind of mid chocolate candy, or is it bad chocolate candy? I don't know. Let me know. Milky Ways. Oh boy. I mean, I think Milky Ways are kind of a classic. Not as much of a classic or like as iconic as any of the other chocolate stuff in S tier, but I still think they're very, very recognizable, and most people have had a Milky Way. And since they're really, really tasty, I'm also going to give them an S tier. I think I'm definitely going to put them above Haribo Gold Bears and definitely above Jolly Ranchers, but not above M&Ms. I think that's a good spot for Milky Ways because Milky Ways are delicious. Oh boy, nerds. Oh man, nerds. Whenever I hear nerds now, all I can think of is that one Ted Nivison video where he talks about how he accidentally ate a 400 milligram Nerds Rope edible. That's all I can think of now when I think of nerds. I liked nerds. Like, they were good. God, I feel like I'm just talking. No, I'm not even gonna make that joke. Somebody just shut me up. Editor, kill me. Nerds are fine. That's all I have to say. Nerds are fine as a candy. And I think I'm going to, actually, I think I'm going to give, I'm going to give them a low C. Now here's where we get to some of the more interesting items. Rolled Gold Pretzels. Sometimes you get little bags, well, I did anyway, and people in my neighborhood. Sometimes you get little bags of these pretzels when trick-or-treating. And it's time for me to make a confession. I love salt more than I love sugar. So whenever I got one of these, I was delighted and pleased. If you hand me one of those, I will be more happy because it's a small, sizable serving. It won't be too much salt, and it's not bad for you. Not really. So these definitely get an S tier, definitely above Jolly Ranchers, I think. No, I think Jolly Ranchers still rank a little bit higher. Actually, no. I'm gonna try and take the opinion of the masses into the mind. I imagine not everybody was pleased about getting these. I'm trying to account for my own bias, so I'm gonna give them a low A with the potential to move down.
Reese's Puffs. Eat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up.
Everybody knows Reese's. Everybody knows what a Reese's Cup is. Everybody knows what Reese's Puffs are, and everybody knows what Reese's Pieces are. I have had a few Reese's, but it was many years ago when I was like maybe 8 or 9 years old. But like I said, I myself am not a huge peanut butter guy. However, I cannot deny the sheer influence and love Reese's has garnered. So I'm going to put Reese's Cups in S tier, 100%, right behind M&M's and Hershey's. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to put Reese's Cup right next to Hershey's in S tier. I think that's actually more fitting. And I'll put Reese's Pieces in A tier right next to Kit Kats. I think that is the most fitting places for the Reese's candy. Oh my God, Ring Pops. I remember those like it was yesterday. I can remember almost every time I've eaten a Ring Pop. I literally can almost remember every single memory associated with me eating a Ring Pop. They can be a little messy because if you don't suck well enough, you might drip some saliva onto your hand, but it's just a big lump of delicious hard candy that can last you, if you're unlike me and don't bite into it after 3 minutes. I think they're a classic. I think I'm gonna put them in B tier above Lifesavers and Hot Tamales, but behind Tootsie Pops and Butterfingers. That feels like a good place for Ring Pops. Rolo. I had to lean in to read that because the image is so small. Rolo. I haven't had this one. You know what to do. Skittles. I love Skittles. I also love sour Skittles because they make your mouth bleed. I don't think they quite get an S tier because I feel like maybe not as many people like them as I think they do. So I'll give them a low A right above Lifesavers, I think. I think that's a good spot for Skittles. Smarties. I have very mixed feelings about Smarties. You hand me a roll of Smarties, I'll eat it and I'll be like, okay, thank you. But I feel like any more than like 2 or 3 rolls of Smarties and your mouth just kind of starts to feel really chalky and funny. But I guess you can always do the meme where you just crunch them up into a fine powder. So I'll give Smarties like a C tier, I think. I'll give them a C tier, like right next to Crunch Bars, I think. I think that's a good place for Smarties. Because they can be a little bit like, the flavor and like tanginess and sourness to them can be a little overwhelming sometimes. Snickers bar. I am not a fan of Snickers, personally. I think that a lot of people like them, so I'll give them an appropriate rating. I'm personally just not the biggest fan of Snickers. To me, it's like, if you handed me, I'd be like, cool, thanks. I'd eat it, but I probably wouldn't enjoy that much. But I will give it, I'll give it an A tier. I think it gets an A tier, like right there, like right in the middle of A tier. Sour Patch Kids. These things are one of my sole weaknesses. Sour, salt, and spicy are my 3 weaknesses. If you ever want to take me down, that is how you do it. Or bribe me, either or. Also, I have mixed feelings about Sour Patch because of Markiplier's feud with the Sour Patch Company. God, that was funny. No, I love Sour Patch Kids. They're delicious, and I know a lot of people like them too. I mean, I know there's a lot of like not sour heads out there, but I still think these definitely deserve an A tier. I think I'll put them above Jelly Beans, but no, I'll put them above Musketeers, but not above Snickers. Next up, we have Starburst, and I have kind of mixed feelings about these two. Starburst tastes very artificial, and you can taste the processing a lot, and I feel like they're a little bit too chewy and sticky, but I kind of really like them. Sometimes you want an overpowering flavor or an overpowering artificial flavor, and some things on here are just too artificial, but I feel like Starburst closes the gap kind of like perfectly to fit that niche. But regardless, I'm gonna give them a B tier. I'm gonna put them at the bottom of B tier. I think that's a good spot for Starburst. Swedish Fish. Not a fan of gummy candy and chewy stuff, like I said, but oh my God, those things are delicious. Whoever invented those is Swedish, and if you like them, you'll be Swedish too. I'll give them an A tier. Right there. Nah, right there. No, I changed my mind. Right there. Next up we have toothbrush? Is that an actual toothbrush or like a candy toothbrush? I'm gonna assume it's a real toothbrush, and I feel like if you get a toothbrush when you're trick-or-treating, you'd be kind of annoyed, but also like a little bit insulted as well. I feel like I would be insulted if that's what I was given. You know what? I have a perfect solution for this. There we go. Crisis averted. Next up, we have Tootsie Rolls, the classic Tootsie Rolls. Like I said, I'm not a big Tootsie Roll fan, but I will not deny their popularity. And as such, I will once again give them an A tier. I think I'll give them an A tier right, I think right next to Snickers, actually above Snickers, like right, kind of towards the top of A tier, actually. Trolley sour gummy worms. I like sour, but these things are not sour, and you cannot tell me otherwise. Other than that, they're just okay. Like, I would not, out of most of the things on this list, it would not be one of the immediate things I would reach for. And as such, I'm actually gonna give these a D tier, but I'm gonna put it at the top of D tier with the potential to move up to low C. Oh, Twix bars. Do not even get me started. Like I said, I like salt more than I like sweet, most of the time. But if you present me with something salty and present me with a Twix bar, I'm most likely going to pick the Twix bar. Also, comment your team below, right Twix or left Twix, let me know. That way I know who to dox and who not to. I mean, Twix bars are just so freaking good. I think most people on the planet love a Twix bar. So I'm gonna put them in S tier. I'm gonna put them right above Milky Way. Well, above it. I think they're on the same level. I think Milky Ways and Twix bars are on the same level of yumminess. For most people. For me, it's Twix bar every time. Twizzlers. I have a very complicated past with these, but we're not gonna get into that today. If you're curious about it, just ask me on a live stream. Streams are every Tuesdays and Saturdays, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In terms of how I like them as a candy, I don't all that much. I think these are another D tier, quite frankly, but I think they're once again towards the top. I think I would sooner pick up an Airhead over a Twizzler, but that margin isn't very close. Vegetables. Oh man, I actually never got vegetables when trick-or-treating, personally, but I love vegetables now. I absolutely love vegetables now. See, about a year ago, actually, yeah, it's almost been an entire year at this point. Holy crap. About a year ago, I decided to go vegetarian for the sake of my dietary and digestional health. And I thought to myself, this is gonna be really hard because I love meat. Feel free to use that out of context, by the way, it's funny. But I am a huge meat lover. I love meat on my pizza. I love meat on its own. I love meat on my sandwiches. I love meat on basically everything. So I thought to myself, this is gonna be really hard being vegetarian for any extended period of time. But now, I think I like it better. Don't get me wrong, I still love meat and I still allow myself to eat some meat on occasion. But I like vegetables. I don't know how other people feel about them, so I'm gonna give them a B. No, I have a good solution for this. Problem solved. Down to our last three, Welch's Fruit Snacks. I have a lot of traumatic memories with these. Traumatic in the sense of, oh yeah, teachers never called on me for answering things, and I never got any when I was in school. And to all the kids who did get some,
I am coming for you.
I'm doing about 3 Rocky training arcs in the background, so you better look out. But no, these things are classic. They're really good. They're delicious. Honestly, I think I'm gonna give them a low S, potential to move down to A tier, but no lower than that. Whoppers are a really funnily named candy, and that already gives them points. And they're like pretty tasty, you know? Like if you're just sitting around and like you want something like sweet, but not like super overwhelming, just pop a couple of these things, you'll be chilling. I think they're good, but I don't think they're really the most popular thing in the world. I wouldn't complain if I got them like in, trick-or-treating or whatever, but I would definitely prefer other things. So I think I'm gonna give them like a high C. No, like a lower C, mid C. And our final item of the day, York Peppermint Patties. Honestly, this is one of like the perfect candies in my opinion. It combines almost everything I want out of a candy. Dark chocolate, mintiness, and it's not chewy, it's not too hard, but it still feels nice to sink your teeth into. It also leaves a nice aftertaste. And I think many people will agree with me when I say that these things are really, really good. So I'm gonna give them an S tier, right on the same level as Twix and Milky Ways. I think that is the most appropriate place to put them. And here you have it, my friends, the final tier list of the 48 candies that were on this tier list. I know there are so many more candies in the world, but if we did them all, then ranking candy would become my job. As for the never had it tier, do let me know down in the comments how these candies are, if they're any good, or if, how people feel about them, how you feel about them, and how you would personally rank them. And of course, since it's the start of October, I want to wish you all a very, very spooky season. And quite honestly, don't eat too much of this stuff. It will mess you up. Just indulge a little bit. If you enjoyed this video and if you enjoyed my completely unbiased review of these candies, then be sure to leave a like and sub. I would greatly appreciate it. And before I plug the channel memberships, let me know if you have any Halloween plans or plans of fun things to do during spooky months, like fun decorations you like to put up or fun foods you like to make, like, you know, like stylized cookies or baked goods or anything like that. Let me know like what some of your favorite spooky season activities are. And now I'll plug the channel memberships. If you like the way we do things around here and you want to show me a little bit of extra support, then definitely consider becoming a channel member. Not only do you get access to a whole bunch of exclusive rewards, but you also directly support me in the process and help keep this channel running. But that is going to do it for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and yeah, have a good day, everyone.